It's the JT Cho Show!
Hey. You always mess that up.
Thirsty. Welcome back to the JT Show. I'm JT. This is Kat. How you doing, Kat?
I'm doing all right, man. Chilling. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Headed into tonight is Thursday, September 11th. Never forget. But the Packers play the Commanders tonight at home. So starting off the season 0-1. It's episode 202 of the JT Show. Yeah. Before we get into who you got for your birthday, or you want me to go first?
Oh, I can go. Man, the myth, the legend. Grew up down there in St. Rose, Louisiana. It's Ed motherfucking Reed.
Dude. Ed Reed, dude.
Turns 47 today.
One of the hardest hits in the league, dude.
One of the hardest hitters in the motherfucking league. Played on one of the best defenses of all time.
He was
partially because of him.
He was one of those football players where he would hit somebody, and I would go, "That's why I would never make it in the NFL." Like,
you know what's funny is as a kid, I watched the NFL and I was like, man, there's just no way I'd be able to take one of those hits. And then I watch it today and I'm like, I probably could have done it. Because like the hits are just not quite as bad as they used to be.
yeah,
you look up those videos, the NFL's hardest hits. There might be like 2 or 3 from the last like half decade.
Yeah.
All the rest of them are like pre 2012.
If you're somebody who's been through an entire catalog, you might have heard this before, but horse collaring was the last year they were going to ban it after 2008 in Michigan. So horse collaring. Oh no, actually no, it got banned my senior. Yeah, horse collaring got banned my senior year. So freshman, sophomore, junior, horse collaring's A-okay, and then senior year, it was like, nah, I can't do it anymore. And I was like, damn, dude, getting soft. But
that's funny. I used to watch those videos of Night Train Lane.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking what they call it, the Nigerian necktie or some bullshit. Basically, just fucking clothesline motherfucker and grab their face mask and rip them to the ground. Fucking ridiculous, dude.
Completely brutal.
He's like, I watched a video of him and it was in an interview, and they're like, "How did you come up with that?" And he's like, "Well, it's really hard for a guy to run forward when his face is going towards the ground. So I would just grab him by the face mask and rip him as hard as I could to the dirt."
Very true.
Like, yeah, dude, that makes a lot of fucking sense, man.
A lot of sense. My birthday, this man is 48 years old. He was once famously quoted for saying, "Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way." And that's Ludacris. And the fact that Ludacris is born on September 11th is pretty fucking ludicrous, dude.
You know who's born on September 12th?
Who's that?
One of his boys, dude, Paul Walker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Saw that come up, dude. They could have celebrated their birthdays together at midnight.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. My favorite clip of Paul Walker is when he's playing Vin Diesel. And he's like, he's
I remember that.
"I'm Diesel." And then the one guy, not Ludacris, but the other guy's like, "Yo, when Vin sees you like this, he's not going to like it." He's like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, "It's Diesel time!" He's like, "He's not going to like this, man." He's like, "Diesel." But
I actually quoted the first Fast and Furious movie because I'm like rewatching them, or not rewatching them, watching them for the first time. I've seen like the first 2, never seen the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And because there was this dude at the bar that came in and he was like, "Yeah, the other guy used to get mad at me because he thought I was coming here to visit his girlfriend and I wasn't. I was here for the food." And I was like, "Oh, it reminds me of the first Fast and Furious movie where Paul Walker goes to that shitty little fucking shop where Vin Diesel's sister works. And as he's walking out, the guy's like, 'Hey, how about you stop coming here? No one comes here.' And he's like, 'Oh, I like the tuna fish sandwich.' He goes, 'No one likes the fucking tuna fish here.'" And I was like, "No one likes the fucking food here." And he was like, "Was that a fucking Need for Speed joke? Or not Need for Speed, Fast and Furious joke?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hilarious.
was like, yeah, dude. No one likes the fucking tuna fish here.
It's like that. It's like that comedian. Something. I wish I was a little dumber so I could just be like, "Oh my god, they're going faster."
Yeah. I talked to him for like 30 minutes about Fast and Furious. I was like, I just don't understand them, bro. I don't get them. I don't like. I'm not a car guy. Like I'm like the most mild a car guy can possibly be.
Right.
Like I can definitely clean out a carburetor. I do not give a shit about the Fast and Furious movies. Like not at all.
Sizzle's asking if he should nuke Green Bay. Another colleague asked me if I was nervous. I'm like, I never get nervous until about game 13, 14. Usually around 12 sometimes if my team's not in the hunt. But
Yeah.
the nerves come from, hey, we should be playing better than this at this time of the year. Like, we're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs if we're playing like this. Or like, oh, we just lost that game. Now we're going to change our playoff spots because we're not going to win this or this. And that's when the nerves start building. At the beginning of the year, I'm like, Commanders are a good team. If they end up beating Green Bay tonight, I'm going to be like, well, that's crazy because they have one of the oldest rosters in the league.
They got some young talent though. What's their quarterback? Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, he's one of the younger guys, but
he's pretty good. Terry McLaurin's pretty good.
The oldest team in the league.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I wouldn't be too scared. I definitely.
I wouldn't say scared.
I took Packers money line.
Yeah, if you get beat,
the line was pretty close. I think it was like the Packers are favored by like 1.5, 2.5, something like that. Like, it's a pretty close line.
I mean, I just love like close games, shootouts, offensive shootouts. I mean, your team loses to a really good team on the last drive, and they're driving to score on your defense. That's a lot better than your offense not being able to put it together. So if it's one of those games tonight, okay, but all in all, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. I got some money on them.
Hell yeah.
I did see. So Bills game week 1 was fantastic. Bills Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
They won 41-40. Apparently that was a scoregami.
Oh,
it was a score. Yeah, it was a score that had never happened before. 41-40. So I thought that was kind of cool. Week 1, they knocked out a scoregami.
It was like when before you got on last night, Earl was losing. He was like, "All right, it's 3-9. And no, it's 5-9 or 5-8 at halftime." I'm like, 5-8. What the fuck? What kind of a score is that?
This is a bullshit score. It's what it is. I also I was watching fucking some Barstool clips, and Arian Foster had no idea what the NFL Sunday Ticket was.
That's
and he texted his boys that he does the podcast with at Barstool and was like, "Hey guys, what the fuck do I do to watch all the NFL games?" And they sent him a link to Sunday Ticket, and not like 5 minutes later, he sent a picture of the multi-view. He goes, "This is the sickest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I didn't realize fans could see all the motherfucking games. I thought they could only watch like one at a time. I didn't realize they could get all of them.
Just too busy playing on Sundays to ever."
And he's like, "How long has this been a thing?" And they're like, "I don't know, fucking 20 years."
He's been too busy with the game.
Yeah, he's been too busy playing.
Yeah.
And like, no shit. Of course he didn't know what Sunday Ticket was. Of course he didn't. He's too busy on Sunday Ticket.
What'd you do on your...
Yeah, dude, he loves multi-view. Multi-view is fucking fantastic, too.
You'd think one of those Sundays where you play a Thursday game or a Monday Night Football game, you'd think one of those Sundays he'd be watching some time of football, but he must have just had like old-fashioned bunny ears.
Primetime games, dude. Yeah, dude. He's got the bunny ears, bro.
Yo, we only get the Ravens game, so we're going to have to catch the highlights.
Yeah, man. That's how 1990s of him.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah, OG Arian Foster, dude. Just found out last week what Sunday Ticket was.
That's super funny.
Yeah. Oh, you got one of these guys?
God.
I know you do.
Gross.
To Ed Reed and Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. Huge tragedy, by the way. And all I'll really say on it is you can completely disagree with somebody and still coexist with them. And
yeah, I'll say something about it. If you're celebrating father of 2 young girls being murdered in cold blood on a college campus, you're kind of a fucking piece of shit.
Huge piece of shit.
He could have been far left. He could have been far right. It's a tragedy regardless. It's fucking insane.
And it's weird too, because like he's in between our ages,
Yeah,
and
he's the same age as me, dude. He's 31.
born in
It was
'93.
31, I guess. Yeah, same year as me.
He and like, and then like the fact that like you said, he's a father. It's just like, damn, dude. Like,
And the worst part about it is they were there. They
Yeah.
were like just off the stage.
yeah,
So like, they're gonna need some fucking counseling.
yeah, for sure.
Fucking crazy, dude.
It's wild.
That video's nuts. I watched it way too many times.
I watched it an uncomfortably amount because
I mean, one was
the military
enough.
just
Two was
completely
ridiculous.
desensitized me with all the videos you would watch when you were in the military.
Yeah, it definitely dulls.
And it was one of those shock and awe things,
whatever
too,
that
where,
part of your
like,
brain is.
I was just like, this can't be real, and then I just kept watching it.
I didn't think it was real. You texted it to me. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here, dude!" And then I immediately found the video.
Yeah,
I was like, "God damn!"
yeah. Pepper broke it to me, and I was like, "Get out of here, dude."
By the time you texted me, it had happened like 10 minutes prior.
Mm-hmm.
Like, motherfucker wasn't even at the hospital yet.
No. Nope.
Yeah, fucking nuts. I was talking to some people at the bar about it. They're like, "It's crazy, man." And Chris was like, "I don't know. He might have lived because there's some women give birth and they lose like 6 quarts of blood and they're fine." And I was like, "Yeah, but you don't lose 6 quarts of blood in the street and live.
Well, and like
You might live
out
if
of
they
that
got
main
blood
part of your
bags ready
neck,
to go
which-
right next to you."
it's like
I had to have caught him right in the jugular, dude. That was spewing like a broken sprinkler head, bro.
it was bad.
Yeah, it was a bad one. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Bring that piece of shit to justice.
So, yeah, bring that piece of shit to justice, and everyone go speak your mind in remembrance.
Yeah, have a conversation.
Yeah, freedom of speech. That's all it was.
I don't know if we talked about this on the last one, but the Golf Channel had new rules that they released to the public for average golfers. And it's kind of like, this is how you have fun when you're not good at golf.
It's like the WNBA version of
The relaxed
golf.
rules of golf. The
Okay.
number one, a maximum score is double par. So you're at a par
I
5.
know some people that play like that.
Number 2, penalties are all one stroke.
Ah,
I don't really run into a whole lot of penalty situations when I'm golfing with the
what do you
homies.
mean? What do you mean one stroke though? So like, if I hit it OB, I'm one stroke, and then my next stroke doesn't count.
I guess
Like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, well, I'll have to see what they explain about
Because like
that.
all penalties are one stroke anyways.
True. They must mean
Like, the drop is your stroke.
Yeah.
So you don't count that. You don't count the drops anymore.
Which is wild. I'll have to see what they say.
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
crazy.
Number 3 was limit ball search to 2 minutes. So
Yeah, I like that one.
yeah, improve unfortunate lies. So
Yeah, so if you're in a divot in the middle of the fairway, fix your fucking lie.
yeah, or like
But like if you hit it into the rough and your ball's like deep in the rough, don't fluff that shit up. Just
No.
fucking play it.
but like if your ball's plugged in the ground in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
Unplugged.
If it's a lie where it's like this should have been prevented via maintenance, then fix your fucking lie. Or like if you're in a double hazard, kick that shit out of there.
Like just the last time I golfed, I shot on a par 3. I plugged the ball halfway into the green on my first shot, and it just stayed in that plug.
Yeah, so you should be able to fix that.
Well, I mean, it was the putt, so I did, but I'm saying like,
Yeah.
conceded putts allowed, which I don't know.
Is that like that? That's good.
That's good. That's what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I some people are a little too lax with that. Like, I don't like the putter length from the hole is good. I don't like that. People miss fucking 3-4 foot putts all the time.
All the time.
Like, depending on
I'm
how long
saying,
your
like,
putter is.
An inch away, you're good.
Yeah, if it's a hanger, or if it's within, like, if you could tap it in with your
I'd say your
nutsack,
putter head.
it's probably good. Yeah, your putter head. If it's a dick length away from the hole, you're good.
Fuck.
Johnny Sins might be getting a couple extra strokes out of that, but
No equipment restrictions is the last one I can read. And that's saying
All right,
if
that's
you
got to
want,
have some caveats though,
if you
because
want,
if you're using like a juiced fucking driver,
they just mean no limit
or
on
like
clubs.
that
Standard batting
wedge
14.
that'll spin the fuck out of the ball. It's got like the rubber hashes in it, so it just
Yeah,
puts a ridiculous amount of backspin on it. I mean, a legal club should still be illegal, but I do like the no limit to your bag.
yeah,
Like if you want to lug around 25 clubs, more fucking power to you.
be my guest.
You got 25 clubs in your bag, you're definitely not a single digit handicap anyways, and I don't give a fuck what your score is.
Right. That's
Like
not gonna. That's
you
not gonna start
you
rapping
having three
sizzle.
drivers. No, I'm definitely not going to start rapping.
No,
I'm not a rap star.
I'm not a rap god.
I'm more of a doctor than a pop star. That's the opposite words of Drake.
It's been so long since we've done a last podcast.
It has been a long fucking time. I had so many things I could have written down that I didn't, just because it's kind of old news now. But
Yeah, I went through my phone and I was like, "Fuck, that's like 2 weeks old."
yeah, I did have one football related thing that I thought was kind of cool.
Mhm.
The guy that plays Marty Daniels in Blue Mountain State, the coach, he was a Heisman finalist. He got second place in Heisman voting in like 1970,
Wow,
and also played in 2 Super Bowls. He was running back at Cornell, and that was back when freshmen weren't allowed to start, like they weren't allowed to play.
that's weird.
And his sophomore year, he had like 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. His junior year, he had 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns. And his senior year, he had like 1,900 yards and 20 touchdowns. It was ridiculous.
Damn, dude, those are good numbers.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he played in the NFL for like 6-7 years, and played in 2 Super Bowls. I don't know who with. I think the Vikings or something. I can't remember who it was with. I saw a picture of him in a Vikings helmet. I don't know if he played all his years as a Viking, but
I mean,
then after that, he started his acting career.
that's how you do it. You make all the money in football.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously he wasn't making a shit ton because it was the 70s.
the old
So
Travis
he was
Kelce rule.
he was making more than a fucking plumber was making.
We're gonna see Travis Kelce retire in the next 3 years, and then he's gonna have a.
I think this might be his last year, bro.
And then he has a sleuth of.
I think this might be it for Trevi.
And then he has a sleuth of Amazon action comedy movies.
Ah, dude.
Travis Kelce
He's
and the
basically- he's gonna be
Executioner
like,
2.
Yeah, he's gonna be like this shitty version of The Rock.
Jason Stamos.
Stamos.
Yeah, like those kind of like he's doing like the
Jason
beekeeper.
Statham, you fucking
Oh,
tard.
yeah, same.
John Stamos, dude. The fucking Uncle Jesse, dude.
Uncle Jesse. No, but I'm saying like he's in movies right now that are like the beekeeper, the working man.
Yeah.
So, like,
What was the one where he was like a fucking Uber driver for rich people and like the little girl got taken? I think it was like the driver or something stupid. Or the transportation. Or the transporter. The transporter.
No, I think
I think it was the transporter.
Yeah. And so you're gonna see like
all his premises are so dumb.
yeah,
And it's like
and so
the
those are gonna be
premise of
Travis
every
Kelce
movie
movies.
he's ever in is he's protecting some little girl. Everybody underestimates his abilities, and he's a black belt in every single form of fighting.
King Luker asks, "Why are movies now just so bland?" Society, dog. Like, look at so like
It's because people don't take chances on movies anymore. It's easier to get a sequel greenlit than it is for an original project.
or a remake. And if you look at like we consider 80s movies cheesy, but then when comedy movies in like the late like I'd say early 90s to like
Early 90s
Late
to like
2000s,
2010,
2009-ish,
2000, maybe 2014. I think like Due Date might have been like the cutoff, like the one with Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis.
and
And
like
I think that came out in like 2012. That might be the cutoff.
and now with streaming, like the only companies that give like complete creative freedom is a movie that'll never premiere in theaters. Because like these huge studios are like, oh, what do you mean? Like like they're not given like the super bad chances anymore. They're not given
no.
these chances. They're going, oh no, we need a guaranteed box office hit.
Yeah, Pineapple Express, Superbad, Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, like those kind of movies just don't exist anymore.
And so,
even when they try to like Ricky Stenicki was like an attempt at that, and it wasn't bad by any means. Like I think it was like just above passing in my book. And it was kind of funny, but it wasn't quite the same as those old school like Will Ferrell movies.
Yeah, like Tropic Thunder. You'll never
or old school.
Yeah.
You're never going to get another old school.
Another thing too is with the stoppage of DVD sales, that was a huge revenue for movie companies. And that's when things would become quote unquote cult classics, where movies like Grandma's Boy, not great in the box office, Napoleon Dynamite, Pulp Fiction. It didn't do super great in the theaters, did super great on DVD sales and VHS sales. And then the movie companies would make all that backdoor revenue and be like, holy shit, we came out not in the red anymore. We're positive because these fans bought our DVDs, so they don't have like, oh, if this movie flops, well, at least like maybe it'll take off. It's like, no, it's got to go straight to a streaming service, and you're not getting those backdoor DVD sales anymore.
Yeah, I think streaming and just like the culture of like binge watching, I think ruined a lot of the creative freedoms that writers and producers have and actors alike. Like
I'd say
it's a tough fucking comedy's a tough genre to film, because even like Happy Gilmore 2 got a lot of hate online. They were like, oh, it's just a big cameo.
I'll say
it's like, I mean, I feel like the whole gist of Happy Gilmore 2 was like an homage to the original, and the fans wanted to see it, and I thought it was great. Like, I don't care if it was just a cameo movie. Like, I thought it was good.
I thought it was too cheesy, and I'm like, there's cheesy parts.
That's the point. They're all cheesy. Yeah, all those Adam Sandler movies are fucking cheesy, dude.
Yeah,
all of them.
I'd say like the
Little
biggest...
Nicky's cheesy as shit. 50 First Dates is cheesy as shit.
I'd say the biggest media platform though that is affected by Give It to Me Now like standards is anime, because you wouldn't be able to start One Piece today. Like
we've talked about that drunkenly a lot, and I wholeheartedly agree.
And like Inuyasha, fantastic series for the 90s. People would be like, what the fuck did I just watch for 3 months straight?
Yeah.
Like,
Naruto.
But at cable TV, you're like, once a week for a show, you're like, that's standard. That's all I get. I get it for one night of the week, and I have to be there unless I have a fucking VHS recorder or TiVo if you're from the fucking 2000s.
Yeah. Oh, I got a fucking thing about that, kinda. This guy, I can't remember his fucking name. I had it memorized. I didn't write it down. But he made a TikTok about how O.J. Simpson ruined Gargoyles, the TV show, the animated TV show.
How so?
So the first season came out, and it was really good. It was like 24 episodes long, and it was fantastic. It was like a little darker for like the Disney fucking animated shows.
It came out right after the Ducks show.
Yeah, either Darkwing Duck or DuckTales, one of those.
No, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks that were ducks.
Oh, the Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks, yeah, they were the superhero.
Yeah, it's just the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the fun fact about that. That was the first show I watched on Disney Plus. That's the only reason I got Disney Plus initially, is because I found out that was on there, and I was like,
I'm gonna
love that show. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's on there, or it used to be on there. I'm pretty sure it still is.
Yeah.
Anyways, so season 2 of Gargoyles, they decided they were going to take a different approach to the release dates. So it used to be, like you said, week by week. It'd be like every Saturday night or Saturday morning, whatever it was, they'd release a new episode of Gargoyles. So what they did is, instead of like the typical 24 episode thing, they made 58 episodes. And it was this super drawn out thing, and you had to watch all the episodes. It wasn't like the other animated shows at the time where each episode could be like its own standalone thing.
Mm-hmm.
They were all like, you had to watch them in order. Otherwise, some of them didn't make any fucking sense. So what they did is they were going to release it every day for 58 days. So every day at whatever specific time it was,
a new Gargoyles
there was going to be a new episode of Gargoyles every day for 58 days. the same day that Gargoyles season 2 was premiering, at around the same time, the O.J. Simpson trial was also happening, and the ratings were fucking awful.
Wow.
And so after season 2, Gargoyles got fucking cut.
Damn.
Even though you look back on it now and you rewatch it and you're like, wow, this show was fucking ahead of its time. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get the live ratings because the O.J. Simpson trial was like the first hyper focused celebrity case that was on TV.
That's wild.
O.J. Simpson ruined Gargoyles.
I'll never forgive him.
You can't forgive him, dude.
The
I
juice
don't give a
was
shit if the
loose.
glove fit or not.
He was
I
proven
don't care if
innocent.
the glove fit or not, dude.
If I Did It was a pretty good book.
He was guilty, but not of murder.
Yes. Which is the most important thing here.
Yes, he was guilty, and I think he was guilty of, like, what they get him on, tax evasion or some bullshit.
Yeah. And then my favorite
Something
was
like
in
that.
high school when he sold all of his memorabilia and then got drunk and then went to the place to rob it to get his memorabilia.
Yeah, he tried to rob his Heisman back or some bullshit.
Yeah, he like went to like wherever they were auctioning his stuff and was like, "Give me my shit back." And they're like, "We already paid you for it, man." He's like, "I want it back. You know, it's mine."
Stupid.
Oh,
Speaking of robbing shit, I was listening to the radio on the way to work the other day, and they have all these ridiculous fucking stories they bring up.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy in the Midwest, can't remember what fucking state it was. He went and he robbed a bank, and he only asked the teller for $1, and he held her at gunpoint. And he didn't shoot anyone, and he was just like an older man. He was like in his 60s. And when the cops came, he handed him $1 and let him arrest him. And when they brought him in, they asked him why he did it, and he said he wanted to get the fuck away from his wife. So, I mean, they didn't get him for grand theft, but they got him for armed robbery.
Yeah.
So he only did like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But he got like that little vacation away from his wife. That was,
Like a guy-
he robbed the bank for $1 just so he'd get the fuck out of the house for a little bit.
There's another guy who had no health insurance, robbed a bank similar fashion, only robbed it for like 100, got arrested, went into jail, got a heart surgery paid for by the state because you're a convict,
Oh,
and
hilarious.
then got released 2 years later with a fixed heart. So he went to
I
jail
love
for
that.
2 years, came out and was like, "Yeah, I went to jail so I can get free health care." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, armed robbery. I'm out. My
That's
heart's
so
healthy."
funny.
And I'm like, "Yeah,
I'd
dude."
give up my right to vote, dude. Your
He's-
vote doesn't mean nothing
He
anyway.
said I was already retired, so it's not like I can lose my job.
Hilarious,
And
bro.
that motherfucker was probably getting his pension straight into his. He was probably buying everybody food. Hey, you need a honey bun to leave me alone?
A lot of time, those motherfuckers lose their pension when they go to jail too.
Which is weird.
That's one of those things. If you go to prison, you lose your VA disability.
Don't tell me that.
Don't go robbing no banks, dude.
But what am I, a Kansas City Chiefs fan?
with a Wolves mask.
One of the things that happened between now and before our last stream, which I just uploaded like last week, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater Remake. If you are a fan of the Metal Gear Solid series, definitely go and check it out. Wait till Christmas time when it'll probably be discounted, but I'm a huge fan, so I had to buy day one. And I did a play it, watch all the cutscenes, and play it till you beat it. I almost started the game in the new mode, but there is this like Green Goblin mask in me, where it was like, you gotta see if you still got it. You gotta see if you still have the terrible camera angle knowledge to beat this game. And I died a few times, and there's some shit
I
that
watched you die a couple times.
and there's a lot of shit I had to remember, but I'm on my third playthrough. And then I'm probably going to do one more playthrough, and I should have all the achievements on my fourth playthrough. And
Oh,
then,
no, have it completed.
yeah, and then I have to complete all the Bomberman levels. There's a side game where you can play as Bomberman,
Okay.
where you throw bombs at Bomberman in the jungle, and you have to hit the Bomberman with your bombs, but they can also throw bombs. It's a time-based game,
Interesting.
so it'll be like 12 enemies, a minute 45, go, and you have to get all 12 bomber guys to get the...
Gotcha. Like a little time trial thing.
I don't know. I have to do some research because I know for the PlayStation, the side game was Ape Escape, where you shot monkeys with your tranquilizer gun and then sent them off in balloons and caught monkeys. So
Hmm.
that was like a cool side game, but for right now for Xbox, it's Bomberman. So I'm not sure if I have to get a rating to
Sounds like
unlock
NYPD Simulator.
something like that. So, but I'm still sad that Hideo wasn't a part of it. And the weirdest, there's two things that I learned that I don't. One I might have remembered, but I don't think I put it together fully. But the main bad guy from Metal Gear Solid 3 is in Metal Gear Solid 5, and in Metal Gear Solid 3, he's like a lightning guy. He's like, I have lightning powers, pretty much. He's got
Okay.
Kakashi. At the at the end of Metal Gear Solid 3, he catches on fire, and all the ammunition he wears around his chest basically gets like melted into his skin because he tried to summon a lot of electricity. He caught a fire. I always thought he died. In Metal Gear Solid 5, the first fucking bad guy in the goddamn game who burns the hospital up is just this man covered in fire. And then I just watched this video where it put the two together, and it's like, yeah, he went to a secret. They recovered his body. They did experiment tests on him. He was still alive. He's kind of like Wolverine. Now he can be a fire guy. And I was like, Jesus Christ. The second thing is, Metal Gear Solid 5 was never fully finished. And
Oh,
as good as a game as that is, the find out that it was never fully finished, I'm like, fuck, what could it have been? Because it's such a great game.
yeah.
And reports like at the time of release, like, oh, it might not get finished. And I was like, yeah, they're gonna not release it if it doesn't get finished. And then they're like, Hideo says he's gonna finish it, but then in a recent interview, he goes, no, it's not finished. So it's been confirmed that it's not finished. I'm like, damn, dude, what else could you fucking put in that game, dude?
That's lame. That's kind of like Fable. Like the Fable, like the original trilogy was fantastic, 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had like a Fable 4 or something, but it was like a shitty mobile game. And then there was another one for like the Kinect that came out that also sucked. But they were supposed to make like a true fucking Fable 4 game that was going to be just like the other ones, just updated. And I think Lionhead was the original creators of that, and they like went out of business halfway through making it. So in 2016, there was like a 90% finished Fable 4 game that they were going to release, and then Lionhead went under, and they just never released it. So somewhere out there's a copy of a playable version of the newest Fable game that probably only a handful of people have ever played, but supposedly they're making a new one.
Pretty wild.
I've heard it before, but it's been like 2 years
Well,
in the
it's
making.
supposed-
Wasn't it like it was like 2 or 3 years ago they released it at E3? That
That was
fucking
last
giant.
year.
Was it last year? I thought it was 2 years ago.
And I think it was supposed to come out this. No, it was released 2 years ago, but it's supposed to come out in 2026.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, I heard a couple different things. When they first dropped the clip, it was like, oh yeah, there's a year before release date. And then after a year, it was like, just kidding, 2 years. And I think we're coming up on 2 years now, because I think E3 already happened, didn't it?
Yeah, so the Fable 4 announcement was Jesus Christ. Okay, so they technically announced it in 2020. In 2023,
That makes more sense.
the game received its first in-game trailer at another Xbox showcase.
So 2 years ago.
And then July 2024 was a new trailer featuring more pre-alpha gameplay was shown. So it comes out in 2026. It was shown last year at E3, but it was first shown in June of 2023 at a different Xbox showcase.
That's the one that I remember, because
Mhm.
that was the one where the black dude was the one narrating it. He's been in some other movies that I can't remember the name of, but
Yeah.
he was like narrating it, and he was in like this giant's house, like a Jack and the Giant Beanstalk style fucking thing.
Mhm.
But yeah. Anyways, those games were fucking fantastic. Some of my favorite video games of all time. I would say Fable 3 is right up there with like Assassin's Creed Black Flag for me as far as like nostalgia goes.
You know that text that Gary said the other day where it's like I met a coworker
Mm-hmm.
and he's playing through it for the first time, and I'm like, that'll be me when I get to it.
It will be if
I'm
you
still-
stop playing fucking Snake 5 times in a row.
I gotta get all the achievements. I gotta make my fucking $70 purchase worth it, dude. I have to get my money's worth for this game. So if I pay, so right now I'm at about, I'm just under 30 hours right now for the whole game series. If it takes me 70 hours to get all the fucking achievements, that means I paid $1 an hour for entertainment, which is kind of fucking worth it in my book.
It's not bad. 16 hours, pretty good.
If
Or
you said,
$1 an hour is really fucking good.
if you said, "Hey man, you'll never be able to afford an Xbox, but you can play one for $1 an hour," I'd take that deal.
I take that deal. You take that deal?
Because, like, yeah, some months will be hard, but $1 an hour, like, you're not gaming 12-hour a day. That's $12 a day, which isn't terrible, but you're not gaming 12 hours every single day.
It reminds me of those old school. You remember doing LAN parties?
Yes.
So there used to be this place. It was like an arcade, but it was all PCs.
Yeah,
And like the walls were lined with PCs, and in the middle there were 2
Very
rows of
popular
PCs.
in
So it was like
Asian
a
countries.
big, yeah, it was like a big O-shaped room of PCs, and you used to go there, and it was like, I think it was $5 an hour, and you can log into your own Steam account and log into. We used to go there and play Counter-Strike.
Mhm.
But I was, just a little shithead kid, and I wasn't very fucking good at the game. So I used to go in there, and I would only load into the surf maps. I don't know if you remember what those are.
No.
Those are basically, so it had they were like tracks, so it was still like a kill the other guys type game, but it was like Super Monkey Ball kind of. So it was like you would like race down this fucking thing, try to get there, and it was called a surf map because they had these. They called them waves, but they weren't really waves. There were these triangular tubes, and you would surf on the edge of them. So if you were on this side of it, you would have to hold your fucking arrow key to the right so you could stay up on it. And you would surf down them, and you could launch off the top of them and hit these crazy like 360 fucking sniper shots on them. That's pretty much what the whole thing was. It would be this tube, this triangular tube that would go down like that and then up, and you'd launch off it and then up onto another one, and you'd just try to kill the other motherfuckers, be the first one down. That was the only thing I would play when I would go there. I couldn't play the normal maps because I was fucking awful at it, and everyone else was like 16. I was like 9. And I used to get, if the place got full, I used to get kicked off of my PC because I wasn't playing with anyone else. I would just do the surf maps.
Right.
Kind of fucking lame, but whatever. They'd give me my $5 back. And then I found out later on that one of my cousin's neighbors, I remember the kid's name. His name was Devin. I don't remember what his dad's name was, but apparently his dad owned that place. And that was like his business.
That's pretty good business.
So if I had known that, I never would have paid.
Could have been there all day, every day.
Yeah, because that guy was rich as shit. But yeah, LAN parties were fucking sick. I just heard another Barstool fucking thing. I don't remember which guy it was, or even if it was Barstool. It was like Barstool-esque type of podcast. But he said that they had a LAN party that was so dope back when they were in high school. They had like 20 kids come over, and they had all these Ethernet splitters, and they all played for like hours on a school night. It was like a Wednesday night. They played till like 5 a.m. And one of the guys was so tired from the LAN party that he wrapped his car around a tree on his way home.
Jesus Christ.
And had to be hospitalized. And he just looked at the camera and he goes, "That's how hard our LAN parties used to go." Fucking ridiculous. But yeah, those LAN parties used to be sick.
Just fucking Doritos.
No drugs or alcohol, just fucking ridiculously tired from gaming all night.
Unfortunately, I was the kid in high school who didn't have an Xbox. I had a PlayStation 2. 3.
Oh, what a douche.
I had a PlayStation 2. I didn't even have an Xbox. I had a PlayStation 3. I was PlayStation. So, I wasn't good at Halo for like a year because I'd play it like one time every 3 months.
It takes a while, and especially when you play with your boys, they don't go easy on you.
No. And so, like, they'd be like,
you just get fucking wrecked.
So you go over to Casey's house for a fucking 10-man LAN party. And they'd be like, who's this guy's teammate? And I'm like, fuck you guys, dude. But there's one game in Halo that I probably could still dominate with whoever, and that's Rocket. That's not Rocket Race. That's it's Rocket Race. It's where it's two people. It's a 2v map, and there's a guy driving, and there's a guy with a rocket launcher on the back of the fucking four-wheeler.
Warthog.
Four-wheeler.
Yeah. Oh, the 4-wheeler, the ATV.
And you had to race to the objectives and be first one there to score the points, but you can use your rocket launcher to basically launch their car.
Fuck up the other team. Yeah.
So Earl and I used to play that game mode for fucking hours, just shitting on kids, dude.
We used to do that same thing on Blood Gulch. Like before they had, that was like Halo 1. Before they had like the different game modes, we used to get like the 2 Warthogs and we would try to like fuck each other up.
Yeah.
On the Warthogs, and like we would drive from like base to base, and you had to go around the base. Didn't matter how you got there, but you had to go around, and it didn't matter which way you went around. You just had to go around it.
Yeah.
And if you went around halfway and came back, didn't count.
Yeah.
Like if you went around halfway, got fucked up, and turned around, and you came back around, you had to go back around.
Right.
But yeah, we used to do we what the fuck did we call it? It was something stupid. It was like the Blood Gulch 20 or something like that, because we didn't want to do the Blood Gulch 500 like the Daytona 500.
Right.
So we just did 20 laps, and it took us fucking hours to do 20 laps because we just kept fucking each other up.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point to where like towards the end of it, we just had like snipers on either base, and we were just sniping the drivers, and then they'd have to respawn, go back into their car, and then continue going.
That's hilarious.
Because we didn't have a rule, like you didn't have to be in the fucking Warthog with your homie.
Yeah.
You could be outside of it and like lob nades and try to like fuck up the other cars. And then we found out that like, oh, they have to come in a straightaway towards this base. I'll just kick it at this base and hit the teleport if I need to.
Yeah.
To get back in the fucking Warthog. But yeah, we would just like fucking headshots right through the windshield. Those are good fucking times, dude.
Yeah, times you'll never get again.
Remember the old the OG duo? It would be the fucking 50 cal pistol and the alien pistol. The alien pistol used to completely drop shields at a full charge.
Yeah, you charge it up and hit it with one, then you pull out the fucking regular pistol.
And you pull out the little pistol and pop them.
Pop them.
And the cool thing about the OG regular pistol is it had a fucking scope on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the weapons had a scope, no matter what, unless it was like an alien weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a fucking 1,000 times, because you could snipe people from across the map with that little pistol.
I missed it.
It was almost as good as the fucking sniper rifle.
It's called the Needler, but I like to call it the Nedler. I missed it.
The Nedler's a good one.
The Nedler.
Nedler's a good one.
Was and like the interactions of like I'm in close. There's a specific map. It's indoors. It's got 2 high towers on one side, and then it's got 2 hallways on the other side and some middle shit. But the main room on one of the sides was a square room, and inside a square hallway. And inside of the square hallway was one square room, and there were ramps leading up from both sides. And if you're in the middle, you could take like.
I remember that.
And
I remember the ramps coming up to the room.
And the best part about that map was if you had a shotgun, or if you had the energy swords. And then it came down to, are you faster with shooting and butting? Can you do that faster than he can energy sword you?
Yeah.
And it would just be like, oh fuck, dude, he got me. And then your teammate comes behind him with a shotgun and gets him. And it would just be like, people wouldn't even be playing the rest of the map. You'd be like, no, we gotta win this room because there's an energy sword and a shotgun in there right now. You
have to hold the high room.
Yes, you have to hold the best room. Halo was
you have to.
Game of its time, and I'm sad that it never
Blood Gulch, and then I don't remember the name of the map, but it was the one that had the big like windmill thing,
and
then the beach.
Yeah.
So it was like a base on a beach, and like when you went into the base, there was this big windmill thing, and if you like broke down the side of the windmill thing, it would drop a bridge to the center of it, and in the center of it there was an energy sword.
Yeah.
And I remember when you could, because that was like one of the first maps that was like a pseudo interactive map. Like being able to break down that thing and have the walkway drop was like huge. That was like it hadn't really been done all that much, where you could like fuck up a map and make it like more accessible.
Right.
But that was cool as shit. Rockets owned that motherfucker because I remember the wall that cut off the base from the beach. It had like these little windows on the edge of it, and I remember Travie and his buddies would always try to hide in that little window and try to like snipe me from the edge. But I would just fucking throw a couple of rockets in there and they'd be done.
There's two main, like, the Forge mode was ahead of its time, by the way.
Forge was fantastic. That was Halo 3, right?
Yeah, and that same map that they brought into Halo 3, the one with the big wheel. Someone made a map called D-Day, where barrels would rain from the sky and explode every. So you would spawn on the beach, and then you would have to make it to the base objective.
Make it to the base, yeah. You make it to like the flag or whatever it was.
Yeah, and it's just called D-Day. And then there's one called Garbage Disposal. And Garbage Disposal was, there was one person who was infected to start, and there was like 8 people. The infected person would start like up here, and there'd be 8 people back here. But from here to down here is just one long tube of a hallway, and then right at the beginning of this hallway are launchers. So the person who was infected could just drop whatever on Halo's map he wanted to into those launchers, and then with that launching projective could try to kill. And he had a sword too.
Drop like warthogs and wraiths and shit.
Barrels, cones.
Yeah.
Basically anything. In the game, it just kept spawning around the garbage.
Those big old like HESCO barriers.
And the problem is, like, he could also himself too drop down and then throw himself on the projectile, then hit you with a sword. And then there's 2 infected, so then there's 2 people throwing. So there's like a timer on the map, and you have to survive that 2 minutes to win the game. But that game mode, for being creative, was one of the funnest fucking game. I'm pretty sure if Holcomb still has my 360, that is still downloaded on Halo 3 as one of my mod maps that I had for it.
Yeah, that one's a fucking classic. I have I don't have vivid memories of it, but I do remember it. That was a fucking good one.
On Christmas 2008, Halo 3 was fucking $20, and Call of Duty was $30, and I bought an Xbox Arcade for $200. So I walked out of Best Buy with 2 new games and a system for $250, and I bought a hard drive from China and an Ethernet cord from China, and that was the first time I ever had hardwired games. Was in 2008 for Christmas.
I remember, so I had a 360 when it first came out, and like, what was it, like 02, 03? Something like that, maybe 04.
The Xbox 360 came out, I believe, in 06.
No, it had to be before then, because I had it well before I was in high school.
2005.
2005, okay, yeah, so 2 years before I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I remember shortly after that, the GameCube. It had been out for a little bit, but I remember there was 1 year for Christmas you could get 2 controllers and a video game and a GameCube for $99.99. And that was when I thought Nintendo was going to completely take over the gaming realm. Mm-hmm. I was like, there's no way, because like the Xboxes were still like $300 at the time. And I remember going to school and all my boys had a GameCube. Everybody did, because it was like the cheapest, somewhat new game console you could fucking have. My dad got us one. We played Star Fox Adventures. I don't know if you remember that one. That was the one with the little dinosaur followed you around.
Mm-hmm. I didn't buy it, but I know the game.
It was a classic one. It got to the point me and Trav played that, and every time we would die, we'd switch controllers. And, he'd fucking play for a little bit till he died, and if he couldn't pass a level, I would play it. My dad came in one night. It was like 3 a.m. on a school night. And we were trying to beat Andros. We had tried to beat him for like 4 or 5 nights in a row. We couldn't do it. And it was just this big fucking like Andros face in the sky. And we had to kill him in space, and we just couldn't fucking do it. My dad's like, give me the fucking controller. We gave it to him, and he beat Andros in like 8 minutes. Wow. Just fucking smoked him. And then as soon as he beat him, he turned off the GameCube. So we never finished the game.
Oh yeah,
because there was some end game shit you could do. You could still walk around and like talk to people on the dinosaur planet.
Yeah, he didn't want to give you the credit for the save.
No, he just didn't know. He didn't give a shit. He was just like, "Oh, he's done. I won." Boop, turned it off. And me and Trav were like, "Oh, what are you doing? And he's like, I beat it. Go to bed. And he like shut off our lights and walked out of the room. And then me and Trevi sat there in silence for like an hour before we went to bed because we were like, what the fuck, dude? And we had it.
Yeah. I like the
Because
story of the one.
my dad had this rule when we were younger. He would buy us whatever video game we wanted, but he would only do it one video game at a time.
Yeah.
And he would only buy us a new video game if we beat the previous video game.
Mhm.
And it got to the point to where we kept getting like it'd be like a video game every 2 days because we would just get like I'd buy like a Madden game and I'd win the Super Bowl and tell him I beat it. And he'd be like, all right. And then we'd go to the fucking GameStop and he'd buy us another one. And it'd be like the same thing. We'd get like the fucking MLB game and I'd win the World Series and be like, oh, we beat it. And then it got to the point to where we had, I think it was Super Smash Brothers. And I beat Mr. Master Hand or whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah.
My dad came in, he goes, did you beat it? Or did you complete it? And I was like, what's that mean? He's like, did you unlock everything you can unlock? And I was like, well, no, I just beat the game. And he goes, all right, new deal. You have to complete it. So then we had to sit there and go through for like weeks and like unlock all the characters, beat all the time trials. Like he would go through and like look through the game log and like see what we had unlocked. And if we didn't have everything unlocked, he wouldn't buy us a new game.
That's wild.
So yeah, that's why I was so good at Double Dash, because I had to beat all the time trials and get all the stars and shit.
Right.
Couldn't just win one Grand Prix and be like, hey, Dad, I beat the game.
Right. Like
technically, you win a Grand Prix. You beat the game.
Yeah.
You beat the game. You didn't complete it. You still don't have Donkey Kong. You got to go through and play.
I mean, I'm still about halfway of getting all the gold flags for the new one, but I still have many racers to unlock, many skins to unlock.
I haven't completed it. I remember my dad bought me Prince of Persia. And completing that game sucked.
Yeah.
It was Prince of Persia Sands of Time. I had to play through that entire game like 15 times just to complete it.
Imagine like your dad with the same rule, but your kid today, and he knows about Gamerscore. And you have to get all the Gamerscore achievements.
Dude. It sucks for Gary.
Yeah.
I am going to start him off on the Nintendo 64 though.
No, he just goes, I want to beat Elden Ring. And you're like, all right, you got to beat everything before I buy you a new game.
Good luck.
6 months later, I beat everybody and all the extra DLC. You're like, what?
Like, no, you didn't.
I raised the monster.
No, you didn't, dude. Yeah, Travi has our original Nintendo 64, and me and him made a deal when I was in high school, because we used to argue about it all the time, like whose room does the Nintendo go in?
Mm-hmm.
And it was always my room when I lived there. And then as soon as I was like leaving for the military, I made a deal with him. I was like, first person to have kids gets to keep it forever. And he was like, all right, deal. And so it sat in his room for like 15 years.
Hilarious.
Whatever it's been, fucking 14 years. And so finally had a kid. So this year for Christmas, he's gonna fly out with it. I told him he could ship it, but he's like, it's super ballsy to like just ship all of our childhood memories across the country.
Yeah.
Because like he's not going to be able to insure it for what it's worth, like to us, like the sentimental value. So that's going to be his carry-on, and he's going to come out. We had like that big, we had like one of those big black slidey trays that had all the games in it.
Mm.
So he's going to tape that bitch up and throw it in a bag with all the other stuff.
That's cool.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I think I'm going to buy new controllers for it too, because they have like the updated anti-stick drift can't break controllers for the 64 now.
Yeah.
I did see a video the other day on TikTok, and it was this kid playing the old Donkey Kong 64.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like a 3-year-old, and he's like trying to beat this level, and he died, and his dad was videotaping from the back. He died, and he goes, oh, and he just presses the button and turns off the console and throws the controller on the ground. He's like, oh, I just got my kid's first rage quit.
That's so funny.
Everyone in the comments was like, hey man, that Donkey Kong game is pretty fucking hard. It wasn't easy.
When you were saying like you thought Nintendo was going to take over the gaming world, I thought that was when the Switch got released. Not the Switch, the Wii, because the Wii was one of the hardest consoles to find until that one.
It was. You couldn't find it.
Where they were just like, we've got hordes of them now.
We got a bunch.
That's why I bought mine. But the funniest thing though is that my brother bought the Wii, thought it was going to be cool for sports. It was not.
Yeah, so you got to fucking.
Yeah, and so I bought Twilight Princess for it, and then he's like, "No, just sell me."
Fantastic.
And so he's like, "I'm going to sell my Wii," and I was like, "I don't have any money to buy it, but I'll buy it." And he's like, "Well, I got somebody who's going to buy it for me right now," and I was like, "Well, you're not going to sell my game." And he goes, "Why not?" And I was like, "Because I'll just buy one." He's like, "You're going to buy one?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then, like, I don't know, 6 months later, I bought it my own Wii. And I was like, dude, I need to play fucking Skyward Sword. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, Skyward Sword and what was the other one? Wind Waker was on the
GameCube.
Cube, wasn't it?
It was Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword.
That's what it was.
When
yeah,
the GameCube
Twilight.
got released, I bought Twilight Princess as soon as... And what's crazy is I know somebody with a GameCube copy of Twilight Princess. Because it came out on both, and it's a 2-disc game on the GameCube.
I believe that.
And
that's like how Titanic was 2 VHS tapes because it was too long of a fucking movie.
Dude, and with Metal Gear Solid, even for the GameCube, it's crazy how I have this right here. This is disc 2 of Metal Gear Solid for the GameCube. So there's a point you'll never get in the rest of your fucking life. There's kids that'll never get this pleasure. But there's a point in the game where you literally just open up your fucking console and the fucking flap would open. And some of the PlayStations, the disc would come out. And you would replace the game because you were done with this disc and now you're playing this disc. And then you would put it in there.
Yeah.
So Metal Gear Solid 2 for the GameCube. Somebody's going to look at this and be like, they used to put data on this shit? What the fuck? They were stupid. But...
Dude, the discs were revolutionary.
But
man.
like, look at the GameCube disc; it's tiny.
We're crazy.
Like when I saw this disc for the GameCube, I'm like, dude, Nintendo's so smart. They have mini discs.
Yeah, the mini discs were cool, and I had the same revelation because after the GameCube came out, the PSP came out, and I was like, oh my god, I can play NFL Street 2 on the fucking road.
I used to play San Andreas.
Yeah, dude, all the fucking God of War, like any of the fucking PlayStation games, you could just get to go.
My parents would not approve of Grand Theft Auto, and
no,
there's a kid on my bus.
You told me Robin wouldn't approve of you paying a hooker for more health and then running her over to get your cash back.
And there's a kid on the bus who would just let me play San Andreas on the way to school. And I'd be like, "Oh, this is great! I'm killing people and riding a motorcycle, and this is fantastic." And like, dude, thanks, man. He's like, "No big deal, man."
There was, I don't remember who it was. Someone was talking about those Grand Theft Auto games, and he's like, "Yeah, I buy it for my kid, but I watch him play and I make him follow all the rules of the road. He's never going to beat the game, but he's playing it."
There's a kid named Chris.
He made his kids stop at red lights, bro.
There's a kid.
That's insane.
I used to ride the bus with him in the sporting events in middle school, and he had a Game Boy Advance, and he also had Legend of Zelda: The Four Swords. So that's a classic. The only time I got to play with one other person, I never got to play with 4 people, was with him, and we played on like the mode where you share treasure, because the first time we played it, we're like, oh, whoever wins wins. We just beat the shit out of each other, and we weren't really winning the game. So that was, and then you had to have a cord that was connected to your console, and then you would have to plug it into his console, and then you'd have to sit within a parameter of about 5 to 6 feet, depending on your cord, and then you would just sit there.
Yeah, there were some 12-foot cords out there, but only the OGs had those.
Sam's Club, Mad Catz, Packets, 2 controllers.
Mad Catz, dude. The see-through controllers, dude.
For the GameCube, they had 2 controllers, 2 controller extenders, a memory card, and something else. And I still have both extender cords, so I have 2 GameCube extension cords. So you can make like an average 10-foot cord into a 25-foot GameCube cord.
Speaking of advanced tech before its time, fucking Pokemon Stadium for the N64.
Mm-hmm.
You could get the the Game Boy cartridge that would go into the bottom of your controller and plug in your fucking like Pokemon Yellow or Pokemon Red into
And-
that and play it on the TV.
And that's why
And then if you beat Pokemon Stadium, there was a mode where you could go hyper speed in that game. So it would be like 10x speed. So if you were on a bike in one of those games, you could get like all the way. I think someone timed their lap all the way around the fucking, what was it? The Indigo League,
Mhm.
all the way around it. He completed it in like 5 minutes,
It's wild.
like with all the little like cutscenes and shit. He just went like all the way the fuck around.
It's pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
why-
it'd give you hyperspeed.
That's why my GameCube is my specific GameCube. Not that it's a special edition; it's a purple GameCube. But I have the disc and I have the Game Boy Advance player, and so that one resales for just under $500 today. Because the hardest thing, there's a ton of the Game Boy. It plays Game Boy Color and it plays any Game Boy cartridge. And the problem is, there's two ways around it. You can buy a memory card and download a game. You don't have to download a game. You have to buy like one of 3 games and basically create like an illegal save file, and then basically that can read as the Game Boy Advance disc player. But I have the disc. So if you have the disc and you have the player, that increases your GameCube value by more than half.
Wow.
So that's why, as of today, I still can play Pokemon Blue, Yellow. If I ever get famous at streaming, I'm going to play an old school Pokemon Blue on the GameCube on stream.
That'd be kind of fun to play one of those OG games and back trade like one of the starter Pokemon, like one of the OG starter Pokemon, like my like shiny Charmander, all the way back to like instead of doing it the other way where people were bringing like their like red version guys all the way up to Violet, bring like a Violet guy all the way back to the red version.
And speaking of tech before their time, there's so much more in-depth data you get with Pokemon now because breeding technology, things you can put into the game, storage, where like
Oh yeah.
I think it was Gold and Silver were the first personality traits where it was like they're aggressive or mild. Like they would have like a personality rating that went with the Pokemon that would tell you. And that data was never ever shown in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow.
But it is there.
But it is there. And if you trade those Pokemon up, it's not like, oh, it's random.
You can see their nature.
Yeah, which is fucking.
And their nature, it affects their stat lines. Because I remember back in the day, I would look at the stat lines. Because I remember I had a neighbor, and I can't remember his name. I think it was Jonathan.
My neighbor.
He was a child of a mother who was single. His dad left, and he was a little little Asian kid, and he had the strongest Charizard I had ever seen in my entire life. I don't remember what the cap is for the special attack on a Charizard back in the day, but I remember I trained my Charizard the old school, old fashioned way. I played the Elite Four a million fucking times and just got my Charizard up to a 99 overall.
Yeah. There's only so many 50 level Pokemon you can battle before you're like, Jesus Christ, at 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I did it all the way through. I had like fucking 200 hours of gameplay on that Fire Red version. I brought my Fire Red to his house because I was going to battle him. He had all of his Pokemon were maxed out, and so were their fucking stat lines. I don't know how he fucking did it, but like my Charizard special attack, I'm just going to guess it probably like a 189. His Charizard special attack was like a fucking 220. Same level, just way stronger. And I don't know how he did it because I know nowadays there's a way to like give them boosts, like with like berries and certain items that you get. You could give it to them and train them with it, and whatever their thing, like you give them like a special attack X, and it increases it for like one battle. His were just stationary at that level forever. And I don't know if he used a Game Shark for it or not, but he claimed it was all just OG training. But he also had a fucking growing up with him, he was the kid that had like he always had the newest Nintendo console, he always had the newest Xbox console, he always had the newest PlayStation console. Like he had fucking everything.
Yeah.
Everything. He was an only child, single mother, got whatever the fuck he wanted.
We had one of them, and he had one of those fatherless footballs as well, the ones that bounce off the wall. And he's also
this kid wasn't throwing any footballs, by the way. He was a super nerd.
And he's the first kid at my age to get hurt in a sport. Like I've been tackled hard when I was like not playing regular football. This is like elementary. Like you're playing with your friends, or like I rolled down a fucked up hill. But what am I gonna do? Go home because I'm bit? I'm like, oh, I hurt. I'm like usually like, no, dude, I'm here to hang out with my boys. I'm 8. He jammed his finger playing basketball and called his mom and went home. Like
hilarious.
And so he had a PC to play World of Warcraft, and he also had an Xbox, a GameCube, and a PlayStation. Because his mom wanted to buy him everything to keep him inside.
Those kids throw the best slumber parties.
I mean, I never hung out with him after he cried and went home because my dad, he was like, what happened to him? Because he came home after work. And I was like, I don't know. He jammed his finger, which isn't a big deal, but he's got one of those no dad footballs. And he was like, what's that? And I was like, it's the footballs you throw back, but it hits off the wall and bounces back because you don't have a dad to throw it back to you. And he's like, oh my God, where did you hear that? And I was like, kids at school, Dad. That's what
we call them.
Yeah.
That's what we call them.
Your Charizard guess was close. I did look it up. Stat break. So in Pokemon Red, there isn't a single best Charizard, but its base stats are generally strong in special attack and speed. So, the highest speed you can have,
flamethrower and shit like that is special attack.
Highest speed you can have is 100. HP is 78. Attack is 84, and defense is 78, and special attack is 109. So this combined
109. Okay, so my special attack was probably a 90, and his was maxed out.
Yeah, so this combined stat covers both special attack and special defense in Generation 1 Pokemon.
Gotcha. Yeah, I had no idea what the max levels were. I just remember looking at his and being like, how the fuck is that a thing? And he was like, oh, you just got to train him right.
There's
had no idea how.
In Gen 1, okay, so here's a cut stumper. There's 5 moves for Charizard from the original base 1 set. What were his 5 best moves that Charizard could learn? And I will say this. Only one of them is flame-based.
So,
strongest move sets for Charizard.
The flame-based one, I would have to say it's got to be either Fire Blast or Blast Burn.
I'll give you it's flamethrower, but I'll give you that one.
Oh, is it flamethrower? I thought Blast Burn was like the big one because that's one that you learn. That might have been in Silver. Because there was one on one of the islands you could teach your Charizard Blast Burn. It was like a crazy fucking fire attack. But I think that was in Silver. I don't think that was in the original Red version because there's the original Red version and then Fire Red. That was the one that came out with Leaf Green. So you said it was flamethrower.
Flamethrower.
Blast Burn
is a higher one, but it is from a later generation.
Okay, is Aerial Ace one of them?
No, but there is one that deals with the air like that.
Let's go with. It's not Seismic Toss, is it?
No, it deals with. It's an HM.
Fly.
That's
gay.
That's the alternative. That's the one alternative.
Okay.
So one of them is a ground-based type. One of them is something that he learns as a early Charmander or an early Charmeleon or a late Charmander. And there's one that I wouldn't even guess if you gave me 10 guesses.
Is one of them, because I know they used to learn Metal Claw.
One deals with Claw. It's a Claw-based move. One of them is a move where if you hit it, it automatically kills Pokemon most of the time. There's a very famous Pokemon with only 2 evolutions that runs this. A lot of rock-based types run this move.
Fissure?
Fissure's close. The answer would be Earthquake.
Earthquake. Okay.
The other
Okay.
two, so the one that dealt with, you said the claw attack, Slash.
Slash. All right.
Normal type
I think that
physical
got
move
replaced by Metal Claw later on.
that is a powerful Gen 1 due to its high critical ratio. So it had one of the highest crit rate hit attack ratios in Gen 1 Pokemon. And the last one, which I didn't even know Charizard could learn, is Sword Dance.
Sword Dance.
That's-
That just increased your attack, though.
Yeah, allowing to hit even harder with its physical
Yeah,
attacks.
I knew Sword Dance. I knew Sword Dance for sure. I didn't know that was one of his most powerful moves, though.
Yeah, as of
So I've
today,
been.
Fire Blast, Blast Burn and Fire Blast, which you both mentioned, are his two
Yeah.
most powerful fire types. Hurricane and
Yeah.
Air Slash are his two most powerful air types.
That's crazy. One of those is an aerial ace. I remember that was a crazy one.
Apparently, Solar Beam can be used by Charizard.
Solar Beam can be used by any Pokemon that can use normal type moves.
And Dragon Pulse is...
Dragon Pulse was a big one.
And then... yeah, just looking at this damage, Flare Blitz does 120 power and hits 100.
Never heard of Flare Blitz. Never heard of that one.
It's a fire type move. Inferno does 100 damage.
I know Inferno.
Fire Blast does 110 damage. Giga Impact does 100.
Giga Impact. That's from
That does 150.
That's just a normal type move, though.
Yep, and so does Blast Burn. Also does 150.
That move is the only reason I ran a Tinkaton on the Violet and Scarlet.
Solar Beam does 120. Hyper Beam does 150, and Double Edge does 120.
Double Edge.
So
remember that one.
Those are all the strongest moves that Charizard can learn. So
interesting, dude. That stumped the shit out of me. I'm 0 for 1.
I mean, I'll give you 2 for 5.
All right. I mean, I'm still 0 for 1.
Technically, you're correct, but you weren't correct for Gen 1 for like 3 moves.
Yeah, well, so the one that I played the most, like I had a yellow version and I had a red version, but the ones that I played the most were Silver and Fire Red. Those were like my 2 biggest Pokemon games, and then once like Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire came out, I think Sapphire was before that, because Sapphire came out with Gold and Silver, didn't it? Because that was the one with Suicune on it.
Sapphire came out with Ruby, and it was Ruby and Sapphire.
Ruby, Emerald.
And Emerald. And then it was Gold, Silver, and...
Which
Diamond.
one is the one with the Suicune on it? I thought the Suicune was Sapphire.
That's one of the legendary dogs, right?
Yeah.
That was released.
It was Suicune, Entei, and Raikou. Okay, that's what I thought. That game with the Suicune on the cover, that one goes for like $300 nowadays.
Oh, that was Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah, so with Gold and Silver, I said Diamond. With Gold and Silver, it was Crystal, and with Ruby and Sapphire,
Crystal. Yeah, and Crystal came out after.
It's kind of like Yellow
and Silver.
It's like
exactly.
You know, like there's 2 games.
It was like the updated version with like other shit you could do.
Or like, hey, there's Pokemon that you can catch from each of these games combined in this game now. So
yeah, me and Travi used to always get the alternates of each other. He had a blue version. I started before he was born. I had a yellow version, and then when he was able to play video games, he had a blue version. I had a red.
Jerry got Pokemon Red. I got Pokemon Blue.
I want to say it was like 02, 03 when Fire Red, Leaf Green came out.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Trav went to the GameStop in the mall with my dad. And the fucking douchebag behind the counter asked my dad if he was sure he wanted to let us play these games.
Pokemon.
And my dad was like, why? And he's like, well, there's a lot of violence. He's like, they fight each other with like fire and ice swords. And I was like, no, they don't. They fight each other with fire. There's no ice swords in Pokemon.
No.
And the guy was like, your kid doesn't know what he's talking about. And my dad looked at me. He's like, is this a rated M game? I was like, no, it's rated E for everyone. It's fucking Pokemon. I
Yeah.
didn't say fucking, but I was like, it's rated E.
My
Like,
mom
it's
told
not,
me to tell
it's way
you.
less. It's way less. Yeah, exactly. I was like, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, dude. He obviously doesn't make a commission.
The fat lady at the GameStop in New Mexico, and usually I don't comment about people's fucking stature, but the reason why I do is because I saw a young kid about my age when I loved video games. He walked up with Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row, and she looked at the mom and was
Great
like,
games.
Are you okay with him playing these games that had blah 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 in them? And she read them off like the warning label, and she goes, no, and he had to put them back. And I was like, man, I wish I could just buy these games for this kid.
That kid still remembers that to this day.
Yeah, I remember that. I'd be like, dude, I've been there, dude. I got my grandma.
I remember I went to the store. I was just about to say, I went to the store with my grandma, and she bought me Concord's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
Do you remember that game?
Yes.
With the fucking squirrel that would say all the wild shit.
Yes.
She bought me that game. She watched me play it for like 2 seconds, and then was like, I don't think your parents are going to be very happy with this. And I was like, don't worry, they're never going to know.
Let me see. It's for the PS2. So there's a video game called so it's called Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick, and it was Bruce Campbell. I on cable TV. I've caught snippets at this time. I'm 13 of zombies, and this dude's got a chainsaw for a hand, and he saws zombies in half. So I'm like, this guy seems badass. My mom and dad would not buy it for me. So for my birthday, I got my grandma to take me to Walmart and for her to buy a Fistful of Boomstick. And then my older cousins came over that same year and were like, dude, who fucking got you this game? And I'm like, my grandma. And they're like, dude, you should not be playing this. I'm like, why? Because they're zombie hookers? That's one of the best parts about the game, dude.
You drop a zombie hooker in half, dude.
Dude, you can take a shovel and bash their heads off.
Perfect.
But we're about an hour and 20 minutes into it, so final points.
I have a couple little things I wanted to get off. So I'm gonna send you a screenshot so you can put it up.
Okay.
Apparently this thing was found somewhere. I know I took a screenshot of it. Oh, there it is. So this thing was found in Antarctica. It looks like some One Piece shit.
Hilarious.
I have no idea if it's real. Not a single clue in the world if that shit's real.
Right.
But it looks like a poneglyph from fucking One Piece. And I think it's dope. And all the comments on that particular TikTok was it was like All Might and the other guy like doing the sick fucking high five, and it was like Oda after writing this 20 years ago. Like they actually found one of the poneglyphs.
That's hilarious.
I thought that was cool as shit. But the other thing, which I guess a quick little debate might be over pretty fast. I saw these dudes talking about, do you think Final Form Krillin could beat Omni-Man?
No.
And I think the answer is yes. So, and the reason why I think the answer is yes is because the Goku pieces up Omni-Man.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be real. Like, Goku pieces him up. Krillin went toe-to-toe with Goku as a youngin' for a long fucking time. And is undoubtedly the strongest human ever. Because everyone else who beats his ass is a Saiyan. They're not human. So I think with the power scaling that is the OP-ness of Dragon Ball, I think it's a good fight, but I think Krillin beats him.
I think it comes down to the fact Oda just said that Goku would whoop on Luffy, and that's because Goku can destroy planets with his power level.
Yes,
And-
but also on that same line of thought, the before old boy died, the writer of Dragon Ball, he said that base form Goku couldn't harm base form Luffy,
Yeah.
which I think is kind of sick. But also, if Goku is planetary level and Krillin went toe to toe with him a few fucking times, you got to put Krillin up there.
Well, I always consider
Because, like, I think Krillin would beat Zoro.
tough to say. It all comes down to speed.
I think he would, dude. I think he would.
How strong
Because
is
like
Haki
Krillin could use Kaioken,
Mm-hmm. No, he
and
can't.
it's you're talking like he can't use Kaioken. What was his thing that he would do? What was it called? He did a thing that was like it wasn't
Solar
Super
beam.
Saiyan, but it was like no. He had like a mode. He would fucking scream and go into it. What the fuck was it called?
I don't know if he had one.
I could have swore he did, dude.
Yeah, so he never learned Kaioken because that's what Goku learned from King Kai. I know when he powers up, he would have like the white power level around him, but that's just him maxing out his human power level as a human.
I thought there was a name for that. Regardless,
He did have
I
the
still think
Destructo Disc, which was pretty cool.
the Destructo Disc was badass, and he could fire that thing at will.
There's the Ki Blasts and the Solar Flare.
I think him and Omni-Man would be a good fight. I think Krillin wins it.
I think Omni-Man wins it because I don't know. It'll probably be super close, but I'll give my points on Omni-Man.
Because Omni-Man's not even like the strongest Viltrumite. Like I know he's up there. I know he's like top 3 or top 4 or whatever he is. But like, I don't know. I think Krillin's got that dog in him. I think Krillin gets it.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. Let's go play some fucking video games, dude.
All right, go Pack, go. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.
Go Pack, go.